Okay, so once you start launching it, it probably asks you for permission to allow this app to make changes to your computer, and you say yes. And then you get this little dialog box that's allow you to pick which language you want to install in. So here's the general license, and we're going to install this in this directory. Now, I already have this version of R installed, so it'll give me a little bit warning, so I'm just going to install it anyway. That's okay. And then most laptops and computers are 64-bit, so this is usually the version that you need to install. The other ones are fine. You can just leave them if you like. And then also, there are some customized startups that you can, for your R, that you can set up. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and just pick the defaults. And then again, if you want to create desktop shortcuts or quick launch shortcuts, all these options are available to you. So now it's going to go ahead and install in this directory. And once it's installed, I'm going to show you a quick demo of the RGUI that's installed. Now remember, R and RStudio, you have to install them separately because RStudio doesn't ship with R. And so RStudio can't really work without having R installed on your computer. So when you launch RStudio, it will actually find R installed on your computer and launch it from there. But everything else is kind of like a nice little features and dialog boxes and all these interfaces that are designed to send commands to the R that's installed on your computer directly. Okay, so I've installed R now on my computer. So I'm just going to go through the list of all my little software that I have to launch it. So here's R, and there are the two versions. So I have a 3.5, which is the older version of R, and this is a newer version, and the x64 is the 64-bit. So I'll click on this to launch, and this gives me the console right away. So this is where all the work is happening for R. And this is where you could type the commands directly and press enter, and then you get the results right away. Now, the recommended way of working with R is to actually have a different script. So RGUI has a script editor where you can type all the commands here. So I can type print hello here again, and then in the RGUI, if you hold down the control button and press R, it will execute this line of command in your console. What's nice about this is that now you can make any changes you want, and again hold down control R, and then basically any changes you make, it's easier to work over here because here you can actually do uh, copy and paste and so on, and it makes it a little bit more difficult in this interface. So this is like a regular notepad or text editor, whatever you've been using. It's a great way to write code. Okay, so this is great. It has some nice bells and whistles. It's got some pull-down menus here. You can open the file, you can save your file. You have packages that you can install and update. But we will see in a minute that RStudio actually has more of these types of features that really make it much more powerful than RGUI. Alright, so let's close this. It's going to ask me if I want to save my workspace image. I'm not going to save anything. This is when you're using R and you want to save all your variables and your functions. You would say yes, and it would save it into your default workspace. We'll talk about that in a bit. But for now, let's just say no. And even for this script, I'm not going to save it for now. We're going to do all that stuff in RStudio. Alright, so now comes installing RStudio. So I'm going to go back to my downloads folder and click it here.